So what I'm going to do now, I want to start blending these overlaps into each other or into their own shapes. So what I'm going to do is I can't do that right now because they're all paths. This is a path. It's not a shape. Anything that has a line on the inside with a stroke around the outside, I can't essentially adjust as a shape itself because it's a path. Remember, as we've probably seen this before, let me zoom out. If I take all of this and I make it smaller, the giant blob, because the stroke stays the same weight, but the shapes themselves are smaller. Does that make sense? Because it's a stroke. If I do that the other way around, and I take this stuff and I make it larger, it's going to be really thin. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to take all of this stuff and I'm going to select it, object, and expand. Some of you have done this recently. Okay, this is one of those steps that I want you to have written down. I want you to have understood because it's going to really influence a lot of the design we do from here on out. When I do that, look what happens to my shapes. So now they're strokes. They're shapes themselves. That center path is gone, and now they're shapes. So if I wanted to, I could take this line now and move it, and I could just adjust the actual shape itself. Okay. Now, how that starts to come into play is right here in this new tool that I haven't really shown you guys before called the Shape Builder. Okay. Shape Builder is kind of like the Pathfinder all rolled in one. So what I can do is I can grab all these shapes that I have here. And let me go like this. Let me add one more image to this thing. Let me grab my ellipse tool. I'll flip this over. Oops. I'll take the stroke up. I can't remember what stroke it was. Anybody see what stroke I had it on before? Okay. This will be fine. That. Object, expand. Okay. So now that I have this, what I can do is I can grab my white arrow. I'm going to hold Alt and select everything. And then I'm going to come to my Shape Builder. And what the Shape Builder does is it allows me to find shapes amongst other shapes. So if I wanted to turn this into a shape down here, I can click it. It's going to fill it with my color. And now I have a shape down there. Okay. The other thing that I like doing with this is if I want these nostrils to all be one shape, I can click here. Oops. I didn't get on my Shape Builder. I can click on this nostril. I can drag it down here, drag it up here, drag it over to these, and now this will all be its own shape. Now I can go like this, get rid of that. Now I have my own shape there, okay? With this top part, I can cut this out if I would like. Down here, let me do this. I'm going to create this into its own shape. See where it overlaps? I'm going to go down here, come down here. Now that's its own shape. Now if I go back to my selection tool, I can click this part, get rid of that. I have this part, and I have the eyes up here. Let me go one more thing. Let's go like this. I'll make my ellipse. And let's go like this. Oops, wrong button, sorry. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go like this. There. This might be a little too literal for a logo, but we'll see how this works out. Let me make this bigger. It's a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Watch. Trying to keep it simple to shapes. Working so much in Photoshop, my quick keys are getting messed up. I'm gonna hold Alt, drag it this way. Two of them. And then I'm gonna go like this. I'll take all these again. Object expand. Some of them are already expanded, some of them are not. And then with this whole thing done, I'm going to grab my shape builder again. And I'm going to go like this. I take this shape. I'm going to break it up into this shape. And I'm going to go to, let me leave it just there. Take this shape, go up into this shape to there. And that means all the rest of this stuff I'm not going to use. So now I can click here. That ring I'm also getting rid of. Where's my layers go? My layers, I can go like this. Oops, one more shot. Now I'm starting to get kind of the remnants of what a really simple geometric gorilla may look like. You guys see that? I'm trying to be very simple, to be very straightforward. To finish this out, I'd probably take that same stroke width, and do something for the shape of my head. So maybe take this shape that I have down here and do a similar look to it, where I went, where'd I go? Rectangle. I'll go square, flop. Take my arrow and I'll rotate this. My head is turned slightly. So think back to any cartooning classes you've taken with Miss Dunn. My jawbones are right here. If my head turns slightly, those jawbones are going to turn a little bit this direction. So if I have one jawbone here, my other one's a little bit higher. I'm going to rotate this slightly. And then what I'll probably end up doing for the top of this, the top of his head, is go like so. Let's see if I can do it this way. These 3 may go like this. Make this whole thing a little bit bigger. Now that I have these points, I can move this in a little bit more. And then up here, I'll have this on my own little curve.
No, Leah.
That's my daughter.
Wait, I'm just getting two.
I'll hold shift, drag these both up. And then what I may end up doing with these as I thicken this, let me go like this. Because gorillas are built kind of different like this. I'm going to go Alt. I'm going to click and drag my head a little bit larger. That might not work. We'll see how this goes. And then I will go snip, snip, take all of these, object, expand, so they're shapes. Take my shape builder. I'll join these two together, like so. This one I no longer need. I might keep that one. Nope, don't like it as much. Now that I see it right there. But you see the whole concept. I'm trying to take these shapes, trying to mess with them. I can then even take something like this, where I have this shape itself, and I can copy it. I might bring it down to here, but then I'll take these individual lines up and out. I'll take this one up and out. And now with these two, I'll hold Alt, select both. I'll take my shape builder and I'll go like this. And I've just cut off that into a little sharper shape. Do the same thing around here and kind of trim these pieces off. So if I'm coming in with like my pen tool, I'll go, where'd my pen tool go? There it is. I come here. Curve this way. Pull this curve out. Sorry, let me redo that. I go with these shapes. Again, shape builder. This is the one I'm going to get rid of. Then I can sharpen that up, and that kind of leads to a more muscular jaw a little bit. So I'm just kind of trimming some things off, how you get some pen strokes if you're like doing like comic book stuff. Okay, so I can kind of play with this, but I'm really using the shape blender, and I'm using the solid, the lines. The reason why I think this doesn't look as good as it should is because I started getting away from the geometric shapes. So in my own personal critique, trying to make this look realistic, what I messed up with is I went super geometric with all of this stuff, really symmetrical on both sides. And then when I came to this, I made it I made it totally organic, and I shifted it, which is why the two don't mesh. If I were to go back and redo it, which I really want to right now, I'd make the jaw section super symmetrical, and I'd make the top of the head super symmetrical. How this is going to help you in setting up your study for your project is the picture that you end up finding. I set myself up in a negative space because I found a picture that wasn't super symmetrical from the start, and I'm trying to show it as that. If you were to do something like this would work well because there's a lot of asymmetrical aspects to it. You can cut this thing in half, design one side of it, and flip it, and it'll all be able to work kind of cohesively together. Okay. So what you are going to try to mess with, here's the process that I want you to go with. First thing I want you to do is take the creature that you chose, merman or not, and start trying to sketch out really generic. Kylie was off and now she's back. Really generic representations of your creature. Then I'm going to have you search it up, find a picture that's somewhat symmetrical you think you can use, and then you're going to start messing with it, building it into what could essentially be a logo type, a image that stands alone on its own, like as a logo. Okay, so again, I don't like the head part, but something that can stand alone with a text underneath it. It can brand a company or something like that. Okay, the whole concept is you're taking something organic, you're making it look structured, and you are making it look simplified where it can be associated as whatever you are putting across. Okay, questions you guys have?
Do I really have to do people?
No, you can do more people.
Awesome.
The anguish in your voice was inspiring. Okay, so that's all we got. This is going to go. We're going to do this today. We're going to do this tomorrow. And then we're going to wrap it up on, oh gosh, I don't want to take that much time. Oh, we have like many quarters to do this, huh? You guys are with me like all year, right? The whole semester? Well, Avara, you aren't. Everybody else is. The ones that I really care about are. Okay, cool. So we'll probably end up pushing this through Friday then, and we'll do check-ins. Tomorrow's going to be different. Haven't done this yet. Tomorrow's going to be a full, what's it called? Asynchronous day.